Hey everyone, hi, Andrea Beck here, certified health and life coach. Continuing my series on mindfulness. Today I have a really long time dear friend of mine, Vladimir Zivkovic. I think I said that right. I've known Vlad since second grade.
You
Vladimir
did.
knows me long enough where he still calls me Andy. And I asked Vlad to be with me today. Vladimir is the founder and owner, and correct me if I'm wrong, everything of the Blue Lotus Mindfulness and Meditation Center in Minneapolis, Vlad? Is that where you are, Minnesota?
So a little bit north of a little bit, I'm in Minnesota, a little bit north of Minneapolis in Brainerd.
Oh, cool.
So about
Okay.
2 hours north of Minneapolis.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that far. So,
Yeah.
Vlad, like I just said, I'm doing a series on mindfulness, and I asked you to be with me because of your experience with meditation and mindfulness. So, if you could just tell me and everybody else a little bit about what got you started with wanting to do meditation and how you started your mindfulness and meditation center.
No, great question. And absolutely, it everybody has a different beginning, a different set of circumstances of why they want to um, pursue, new endeavors to improve themselves. And yeah, I honestly, I felt that I already, I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going anywhere with myself. It was a stagnant routine of just, you know, being the internet troll sometimes, quite frankly, and just not being productive with myself. And so somebody mentioned it to me. Actually, a coworker of mine mentioned to me probably several years ago at this point, probably about 3 years ago or so at this point. And, that's really when I started about 3 years ago. But like with any habit, right, or any routine, it takes a little bit of time to develop and to strengthen. So it took me about 6 months before I really got into it, a daily routine of the meditation and the mindfulness and so forth. So it's been about 3 years, give or take, about
Really?
at this point. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Like you said, it's habit. You have to develop a habit,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to meditate. I do, honest, I do. And the question that people ask me and that I hear all the time is what I'm about to ask you. How do you start out? I can't stop my brain, and I think of all these things. Oh, I got to send that person a text. Oh, I better write this down so I don't forget. And then I stop what I'm doing and I'll text someone, and then I'm anxious to hear what their response is going to be. So I keep checking my phone. Oh, I better not forget to go to the store and get whatever for my dog. Let me write that down. Like, oh my God, brain, shut up so I can sit here and meditate, if just for 5 minutes. How do you do that?
Mm-hmm. So that's normal. That is
Yeah, I
quite,
know.
that is absolutely normal. And to kind of up to follow up, one of the questions I get all the time, can I scratch? Well, I'm sitting, you can scratch. You can absolutely scratch. And those thoughts are normal, right? So don't think that they're not. Um, just acknowledge them. You know, I have to pay this bill. Oh, I have to respond to this email, while you're sitting there. That's normal. Um, it does take a little bit of time to train your mind to um, counteract that, to become a little bit more balanced and a little bit more disciplined, in your thinking. It's not something, again, it takes some time. It's not something that you're necessarily going to get in a week or 2 weeks or maybe even a month.
Mm,
But each day, you will notice the progression. So when those thoughts come in, like, oh, I need to pay a bill, think to yourself, at least this is what I do. I think to myself, I do need to do that. I do need to take care of that errand. But right now I'm spending time with myself.
mm,
That can wait. You know, um, One of the foundations of just the meditation itself is the breathing.
yeah.
And so what you can do is, once you get into your, a nice comfortable position, whatever, some people like to lay down, some people like to sit up, do it in a chair at work. Just count your breaths. Inhale can be 1, and then you exhale. Inhale again can be 2. Exhale. There's multiple different ways, and your brain will think. It will. It's just natural. It's normal. So don't try to push it out. Don't try to force it. Just acknowledge it, and it'll take time, but it'll come.
And I know that, and I've been told that, and I try that, but I guess my concern is I got to take care of it right then and there while I'm thinking about it, or I'm going to forget it. Because what if I forget? Like, all right, I'm done meditating, and I go about my day, and then what if I forget to text that person or make that phone call or something like that? That's like that. It drives me insane. It's like I better take care of it now to get it off my plate. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
And so that's part of our society where we have to have, or where we feel that we need to respond immediately. So think about what's the worst case scenario, right? Suppose you forget the text. Did you lose a friend because you forgot to text them back? Did you not write out the check, to put it in the mail or do your auto pay or something like that? So what? Honestly, that's really the part of the mindfulness, is just to accept what it is. There are no negative repercussions. Think about it. What is the most repercussion? If you forget to pay a bill on time, what is it?
Right.
Do they, most often, it's probably not your late notice, right? Where you have to, if it's not in today, what's the big deal? I mean, honestly, you just pay it the next day, or you make a payment arrangement, or
Right.
maybe you pay a late fee, but don't let it overcome you. That's really what it is. Don't let it overcome you. Those things happen. Those things happen. So it's not important. The importance is spending time with yourself and realizing the balance that you are creating. That's what the mindfulness and meditation is. Bills will always be there. You will forget to respond to a text sometimes. You will forget to pay a bill sometimes. So what?
No, and
that's really what it counts for.
Absolutely. And you said the perfect word for me, mindfulness. I see your buddy in the background. Yeah, mindfulness. That's it. Like, because I'm always thinking about the future. That's why I have to take care of everything right then and there, because it's like, let me make sure that I have to be in control of everything, and then nothing will fall apart. You know what I mean? So God forbid I don't handle that text right away, or that bill right away, or that phone call right away. God forbid. That's how my brain works. And I want to slow it down. I want to calm down and be like, one thing at a time. Today's August 31st. It's not December 31st. You know what I mean?
It's not even September 1st.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's not even tomorrow yet. And it's, what time is it? 20 after 1? It's not even 2 o'clock yet. Right. Yeah.
So when you're being mindful, it is all about the present moment, not too far in the future, and certainly not too far in the past. And when you talk about control, we think about what we can control. And letting go what we can't, because that's a lot of where anxiety comes from. Trying to control what we cannot control.
Exactly.
Trying to predict the future. How many times do we find ourselves thinking, maybe we're in an argument with a spouse or a coworker or something like that. What are we going to say when this situation arises? Playing out these different scenarios. Then how often do we find they never even happen?
Exactly.
It's building up the anxiety that, we're not deserving of. We're deserving of the peace and the balance, and not the anxiety that goes along with, just human interactions, things that we need to do. So just realizing, what can we control? We can control ourselves. We can control the way we feel, right? We can't control somebody else. If somebody else says something to us, they can say something to us. It's, we don't have any response or any control over what they say. We only can control how we feel. Right. And then if they were to say something, whether it's off color or even if it's positive, take it for what it is, accept that feeling, how we feel, and let it move on.
Yeah, that's exactly. And that's so hard for so many people.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so important. Because anxiety, depression, they just play a role in our lives, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, especially with all of that. So tell me about your meditation center, how you got that started, and what kind of stuff you do there.
So we're relatively new. I just opened it up back in either late April or early May. Um, Believe it or not, it was just some old vacant land that I had.
Really?
I was gonna, do something with it, and I was deciding what to do, and I finished. I was like, it's paying it off. I was like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm not gonna, I wanted to return something. Long story short, right? I wanted to return something um, to the world, to society, because one of our founding beliefs is, just even in mindfulness, is may our lives be of service to someone else.
Hmm.
Kind of like what you just mentioned, with everything going on, right? Everything going on in the world, and um, people feeling anxious or depressed or excited or scared even, right? Or
Right.
all kinds of ways. Is it's a center where it's very inclusive. Anyone can come, right? Anyone can come. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter any kind of beliefs. You can just come there and sit down and relax.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. I keep it as an open property.
Oh,
There's
neat.
no trespassing or anything like that. Just come there and just sit. It's all natural. It's only going to be um, pretty much available in the nice months, right? Nobody's going to want to come out, and especially in Minnesota when there's
Oh,
like
I didn't think about
snow.
that. Yeah.
So I keep it open in the nice weather, so you can come out there and relax. But I do the talks. How to get rid of anxiety, how to promote your well-being, balance, and we relate it to Buddhism, because that's where mindfulness really started.
Right.
The meditation and the mindfulness started with Buddha about 2,500 years ago, and so we do practice, and I follow those traditions.
That's awesome. I just want to ask this, due to the virus and everything, are you allowing people inside, or is this an inside facility, or it's all outside?
It's all outside, so
Okay. Do
there's
you
plenty of.
require masks?
You can, but believe it or not, it's pretty sparse. So if you want to wear a mask, you can. And certainly, if I'm going to interact with you, if I'm
Right.
serving something to you, I'm going to wear a mask. But if you're sitting on a hill someplace,
Oh, okay.
you don't need a mask. Something
So
like
it's
that.
all, so it's kind of like almost like an outside venue type of
It
thing.
is.
I'm
It's
picturing it.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple different areas where you can sit. And you're not going to be in. You're not going to bump into someone unless you want to.
Oh, okay. Very cool, Vlad.
But if you do want to come in, certainly when you come in and interact with somebody, certainly wear a mask, because I am,
Oh, yeah,
you
definitely.
know.
You said you do talks. Do you do them online? Do you stream them by any chance? So somebody like me who's in Philadelphia
I
can
do. So
follow along?
yeah.
So how do
Mhm.
we do that? How do we
Mhm.
connect?
So you can go right to my YouTube page. There's a
You have a
link in my
YouTube page?
website.
Cool.
Oh yeah, your YouTube page. And so, and I don't typically do the Facebook streaming because of the platform that I use. It goes to Instagram Live and it goes to YouTube as well, and it just it saves the talks there. And so you can go there, and there's since about June, late May maybe. I do them bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks I give a little talk. So there'll be one tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah?
Right, tomorrow. Yeah, Monday. Oh wait, no, today. Today's Monday, so it'll
Today's
be
Monday,
today.
silly. So you're
Yeah, so it'll be.
so what's the channel called? Blue Lotus Meditation Center
It's
or
just Blue Lotus. Yeah, Blue Lotus Center.
Blue Lotus
Blue
Center?
Lotus.
Just look that up on YouTube and we can find
Yeah,
it.
you can
That
get
is
that.
so cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do that. I didn't know that. Do you have a website? You have a website, right?
I do that as well. So it's with GoDaddy, and it's just bluelotus.com. So,
Okay.
but at GoDaddy, you'll see the whole preface for the
Yeah,
GoDaddy.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's a long one. It's a long one
Okay.
to write down.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great. What else can you tell me about mindfulness and meditation? Any tips,
Mhm.
any advice that you can give to newbies like me or even people that have
Yeah.
been doing it for a while?
Just be gentle with yourself, right? When we have expectations of wanting to see immediate results, that's that's probably not going to happen, right?
I'm
Be
laughing because
realistic.
that's me.
I know, I know Andy with an I, but it's a lot of times people get the notion too. It's like, oh, it's that 70s and 60s hippie stuff and everything.
Exactly.
And that's fine. You can have that preconceived notion, but when you give it a fair shot, you will notice a change in yourself. When you really start to practice, but like I said, it's you're not going to see immediate results overnight, right? It's not a surgery in that sense,
Yeah.
right? It's a process and it's a lifestyle, or at least it can be. It can be a lifestyle, but there are always some important aspects that you can incorporate in your daily life, with just mindfulness. And the first thing that I always start off with is just the gratitude in the morning of waking up.
Exactly.
That's how you start off with. I am thankful. I am appreciative of opening my eyes this morning, because there are millions of people who don't do that every day.
Right.
And that's where it starts. It just starts with just being soft with yourself. And that's important, right? Because when you realize that you're soft, or when you develop the softness in yourself, you can bring that compassion to others. And then that's where the rewards start happening, believe it or not. When you're compassionate with yourself and you're compassionate with someone else, that's where that positive exchange happens. It's not being tough, being tough with someone else. Anybody can be tough, and usually being tough is just a facade,
Right.
For a lot of hurt in yourself. But when you open up and you're mindful and you're grateful and appreciative of what you have, that's when you start seeing the rewards. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's what I talked about yesterday is gratitude and abundance.
Mhm.
And that's not always easy for me. And what you just said about be gentle with yourself and having compassion for yourself, and they'll have compassion for others. I find I have more compassion for others than I do myself. That things have to happen right now for me. But with other people, I'm like, no, it's all right. It's a process. Take your time. You're doing really good. But for me, if I don't see immediate results, I'm like, oh, this ain't working. I'm done. And I know that's just not realistic. But there's this part of my brain that thinks that way. And that's what I'm trying to transform into. Slow down, relax, have some patience, be gentle with yourself. It will happen. But I'm like, nope, ain't happening. I'm done. And it's just crazy. And so I know meditation would work for me if I had enough patience to give it a true shot, which after today, I promise you, I'm going to give it a real shot.
Start
Because
off with, I was going to say, start off with like 10 or 15 minutes. That's all you need to do. And again, just realize whatever thoughts come across your mind, it's normal, and just accept it and just move on.
oh, dude, 10 or
That's
15
all.
minutes. I'll be sitting there in my seat going, I got to walk the dog. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I'll be like, ugh, I know me, but I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it.
You can
Because
do it.
I want
Everyone
to.
has the ability.
Because I always hear, like, you never hear a bad thing about meditation. Like, nobody that really likes meditation, or no, I don't say nobody that really likes it. Nobody that's tried it has said, oh no, that sucked. That wasn't for me. People that have given it an honest shot have nothing but positive things to say about it. So, that's why I decided I wanted to do this, because a lot of what I talk about on my Facebook Lives and things like that are things that I am struggling with now, or have struggled with in the past. I'm a real person. I have real struggles. So if I'm having them, somebody else is too. So let me share my struggles and see how I can get over them, help somebody else. And that's why I wanted you to talk to me today. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a shot.
And I've got some really good worksheets on my site that you can download. Because journaling is important too.
Yeah, I do
And some of
journal.
these, when you're talking about gratitude and acceptance. So I do have some worksheets that, you and your viewers, as well as mine, I suppose, you can download them and you can work on them, and that'll help bring attention, to what you're trying to focus on.
I like that. So let me just make sure I understand. So your website, it's godaddy.bluelotus.com.
It's like GoDaddy sites. It's like / but Blue Lotus. You can Google us.
So
We
even
pop
if,
up in one of the top
okay,
searches.
all right. So we could just Google Blue Lotus and it'll
Blue
come up.
Lotus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. And I'll take advantage of those worksheets. Definitely. Anything to calm this crazy mind down. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can do it.
I know I can. I'll
Yes,
try.
you can.
So, is there anything else that you wanted to talk to me about or share with us, or anything that, I mean, maybe I didn't ask and you think we would want to know?
No, I think you asked all the pertinent questions because honestly, those questions that you asked are all the ones I get. It's just with the addition of, can I scratch? That's always just that one. So, you
Well,
know,
I hear, you know what? I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden I'll get like a little itch on my nose, or,
mm,
like pollen here in our
mm,
area is horrible. I don't know about where you are, but those pollen times, I'm like this, oh my God, I got to scratch my nose and then I want to go like that, and it's
mm.
like, do you mess it
And
up?
that's great though. No,
Really?
see, that's great. See, that's great because, that's being mindful
Oh,
because
that's
you're being
true.
aware of what's going on around you, right?
Okay.
If you have an itch, perfect, man. You just brought attention
Oh,
to,
that's
hey,
true.
my nose is itching. My nose is there. It's alive. And so all those sensations are great. So they're not something to shy away from or try to push out. Accept them because they're part of you. So yeah.
All right. I'm going to give this an honest shot, and I'll get back with you in like a week. How's that?
All right.
And we'll
Sounds like a
see.
plan.
So next
All
Monday.
right.
Well, next Monday's Labor Day. I don't want to bug you. I don't have anything going on. We'll see. Whatever. Sometime next week I'll get back in touch and let you know. And I'll share it with all of you too out there to see how I've done with my meditation practice. So, all right, Vlad, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. We haven't seen each other in so many years. So I love this, that I can see you, because even though we're not together, I mean, seriously, I don't know how long it's been, but you do
It's been
look
long
the
enough.
same. You look the
Thank you.
same.
You look great
So
too.
thank you. So, all right, everyone, have a fabulous rest of your Monday. You can always reach out to me on my website. It's www.andreabeckcoaching.com. I also have a business page on Facebook. If you have my phone number, please reach out through text or phone call. I look forward to seeing you guys all soon, or possibly even hearing from you. So have a fabulous day. Take care.